Are you asking me or the cow?
You.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have appreciated if you talked with the cows more often. We appear to be live on Twitch, and we probably also are on YouTube. So yes, pretty much.
Okay. How long have we been live for? I've been sitting and clicking on things, seeing where we're
Probably for an hour at this point, really. You should probably also say hello to Belorso.
Hello, Belorso. I've got an unemployed person somewhere.
That poor sap. Let's send him to the mines. No?
Let's see how... There are no open work slots in that one, so maybe...
You could make one.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the cows say moo to you, Sal, and they also mention that you're alive. The same sentiment is echoed by Belorso. And Belorso wishes both of us a good evening.
Ah.
And chat too.
And a good evening to you two.
Doesn't have the same ring to it as a good moo to you two. Mine rhymes.
Okay, so the unemployed person who wasn't showing up in the stats for the dome. When I clicked on there, yeah, I wasn't seeing every dome said that there was 0 unemployed, but my overall said that there was 1 unemployed somewhere. I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway.
Potato has arrived, a tad late, but at least it's still fashionable.
Hello, Potato. What does that say?
Do you want to provide...
Trinker ish mish mit tea. Today I drink milk with tea.
Where's the milk?
Mish?
Oh no, that's milch. There should be an L if it's milk. Mich is me.
I drink me with my tea.
It doesn't quite work like that. But trinke mich.
Should be okay for a dust storm.
Sounds like you do need a drink. But trinke mich refers to drinking yourself as in getting drunk. You see the sentiment? I would be able to explain this better, but it's late, and...
It's not late.
It's like
8 o'clock.
The
no good looking at your watch, you're not wearing one.
The Sandman has already arrived. I should be sleeping now. It's a joke about drinking tea and having already 2.5 Camille instead of Promil.
Camille?
Camille tea?
Oh, chamomile.
Oh. I like my version better. It's coming closer to the joke Belorso was trying to make.
I see. Well, that famous German sense of humour.
Thank you. Potato was pointing out that he can sleep just 5 more minutes, and then it was suddenly 1 PM, which equates to 8 PM GMT plus 1.
No bits of things down there.
Is the shortage of things going to be a problem for us?
I don't think so, because I did get a whole bunch of stuff in. So, yeah, we've got lots of things. Oops, I actually meant to... We can speed things up a bit.
You haven't quite sped them up yet. There you go. Belorso is pointing out that apparently the British people just have no sense of humour if they don't get ours.
Sector scanned.
I would like to send one of these rockets back. I'll send that one.
You know what confused me? I looked at Anubis's version of this, and his rockets are like blue plastic toys. I wasn't aware that you can colour them. Can you colour them?
I don't know. Maybe they have different skins. Let's have a look.
I don't remember them having different skins. That's just renaming it. I have no idea how he did it. But they look really embarrassing. Like, if you're already sending a rocket into space, don't make it look like a toy model.
No, a shark looks much better.
On a side note, say hello to Tammy and Ralph.
Hello, Tammy, and hello, Ralph.
A silly reminder to Ralph, there is chat happening in the background. I just suspect that our YouTube chat relay is not working properly at the moment, so it might feel lonely for you, but the others can appreciate your presence. The spotted cow is wishing a moo to Ralph and Tammy.
The unemployed people. Oh.
You're doing something wrong.
Why have they decided they don't want to work there?
I don't know.
I've just downloaded an update to the game. Whether or not that's just done something a bit weird, I don't know.
Generally, I feel those colonists are all rather stubborn.
So, you three unemployed people.
Hold on, what? Ralph can see Twitch chat? It is a miracle! Oh yeah, he can. I can too. Well, never mind me then. I should have probably checked before I made assumptions.
And now there's no one working at the water reclamation system either.
Well, they don't want to. They're all stubborn. They'd rather be lazy on Mars.
How strange.
Can Twitch chat see YouTube then? Yeah, they can. How weird. Tammy is expressing a hallelujah for the working chat relay system. This is quite a bother. I was working on something to rectify this just now, today actually, by reading into it, and now suddenly it works. Trying to bother me there. Potato had a rather funny dream in which a few sirens suddenly turned into bomb alarms, and then apparently nukes fell from the sky. Sounds rather uncomfortable, but Bill also would like to know how the rest of that dream went. Have you looked at the people who are unemployed? Maybe they just can't work at the moment.
A middle-aged scientist who's unemployed.
Okay, and when you assigned him to the research lab, he went in and then decided, no, not my job, and left? Hold on, isn't assigned to building just assigning
that
a housing
worked?
option?
No,
rather
no,
than a
it can
job?
do jobs as well.
Oh, really? I thought they had two different buttons for that.
Not drone. Let's find another person and cycle through some of these people. Right, there's another unemployed scientist. Let's get you in there.
The spotted cow is suggesting that you should throw all the lazy buggers out of the airlocks without their suits.
Another scientist. We'll have you in there.
Well, also is amused at the fact that when everything's working perfectly fine for me, that things are still bothersome for me, which is your average German person, never happy with anything. Ralph, on the other hand, is asking if people are aware of the thing that happened at YouTube headquarters.
Yeah.
How odd. And it accomplished nothing. Those people over there probably weren't even responsible for the plight that woman has been going through.
Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, it's
It has been a viable method of earning a living these days, and if that's taken away from you, you can get quite nervous.
yeah. I think people going a bit crazy when they lose their livelihood is not unknown. Gun crime in America is not unknown, and so it's happened in the UK where a disgruntled former employee has gone crazy at his former employer, and yeah, so I think I can't say I'm that surprised.
Yeah, but again, she chose her target rather poorly. YouTube headquarters is probably just filled with people who do actual background stuff and had nothing to do with the demonetization that this woman was probably disgruntled about. So she just hurt.
Research complete.
She just hurt some normal level people like herself and didn't get to anybody who would be in some way, shape, or form be in charge. Not that she can blame the entire demonetization scheme on one singular person. There was an interconnecting system of many different factors that resulted in that.
Flashy. Well, I was just whizzing through some of the early ones.
I feel like your robot workforce needs a speed upgrade.
I thought they were all cute.
Or a battery upgrade works too. Ralph is suggesting that if she would have actually wanted to get some proper revenge, she would have had to have blown up the YouTube servers. I don't think that works that easily too. I imagine a company that size probably has several different servers all around the world, and most of them do have some backup capabilities. Probably all of them. Actually, I imagine it functions like a big cloud where you have no concrete data on anything and it just all circulates around. This was not the most technically adept explanation of a cloud. Unless you're talking about actual clouds, in which case, yes, nebulous stuff that swirls around the world sounds like clouds.
Alright, I think I've got a handle on my colony again, but let's just make sure that nowhere else has suddenly started sacking people.
Bell also adds to my point that besides the backup capabilities, those servers probably also got heavy security. So yeah, getting to them would have been also a problem. So yeah.
Yeah, and at this point I don't think we know how... I mean, she'd obviously done some sort of planning, but... okay.
Resources are low.
But quite how methodically thought through it was is still questionable. Metals. Now, I'm pretty sure I have full team working on metals. I do Oh, but I tell you what I've not checked is how we're doing up here.
Everything's frozen.
Right, what are we short on up here? Machine parts and metals. Right, let's just pause this for a second while we get this under control.
Annie
Where's
pointed
the-
out that she thinks it was the YouTube corporate headquarters. Yeah, okay, that might make a difference. Still, those poor people there just doing their job. None of them are actually properly responsible for this. They're probably just as upset over that entire demonetization scheme as every other YouTuber. At this point, they're just trying to save face. Anyway, moving on to happier topics, Potato is currently suffering through minus 11 degrees Celsius with a wind chill of minus 19 degrees.
Ooh.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, well, you be pleased, Mia.
Yeah, I would.
Because, mind you, potatoes on the west coast, I have noticed that whatever goes on the east coast of the American continent, the Northern American continent, tends to play out on the UK about 2 weeks later.
I don't think we'll get minus 11 degrees Celsius here.
No, but it means we would get a chill.
Okay. Celsius.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Now, look what you've done, Ralph. Now I'm feeling inadequate about
What,
my way of
Celsius?
pronouncing Celsius. Apparently I said Celsius.
Did you?
According to what Ralph said, yes.
Ah, I didn't notice.
Bell also appreciates that I refer to these cold temperatures as happier topics. Well, I do. For some reason, heat started coming up over here again, and suddenly it's mildly uncomfortably warm around here. Oh, they'll probably have a summer soon. Potato earlier on pointed out that there is a Spyro Trilogy remaster coming out soon, and after seeing that, Potato felt young again because Spyro the Dragon apparently was his very first video game. I remember my first video game. It was something very weird where you just put together a face from several stock assets, like you could choose between a selection of eyes and noses, and then you put them together and then you have a face. I don't remember what the purpose of that program was, but it was quite fascinating. One of the earliest proper video games I got to experience was Might and Magic 6, a game I've been constantly roping on about several times. And I've suggested to stream, but apparently this doesn't really pass the streamability sensor.
You never said that.
I did.
No.
We've discussed it.
I don't remember you ever asking me
Funding
about.
received.
Well, Boris doesn't remember anything we talk about either.
Oh, it's not Boris's kind of game.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, Boris generally doesn't remember things, and I'm trying to establish a connection here where people who do YouTube vaguely also don't remember things. Clearly, that correlation can't be dismissed here.
Right, now we have a problem.
Do we need to build another heat maker thing?
Yes, we do.
Can we just wait for the cold wave to...
It's in a permafrost area, unfortunately. So,
Ralph's first game was Lego Star Wars. Which one? I don't think you can properly
Infrastructure.
identify them. There were like hundreds. The spotted cow is currently suffering from plus 2 degrees Celsius.
yeah, Mia suffers when it gets to about +2 as well.
Yeah. And the spotted cow is suggesting that Potato keeps the cold with him. The spotted cow doesn't need it over here. Also, the spotted cow has been shoveling snow for 2 days so they can
dear.
get plants to work. Well, also reassures me that soon
leak
there will be
reported.
rain again and everything will return back to normal in England. I don't know. Last summer I've been through here in Britain was unreasonably warm. Like 10 degrees. Oh, goodness no. Potato wants to know if you remember your first video game, Sal.
Well, there were other people's video games first. Like my dad had Pong. So before I ever had a video game of my own or a computer or anything, I tinkered around with Pong. My grandmother had the Luigi's Bottle Factory, which I'd played when I was bored around at her house. So when my dad me and my dad had a joint Christmas present one year when I was a kid, which was a TRS-80 computer. And this is like during the times when it was in the 80s, so like everyone else was getting a BBC Micro or a Spectrum or something like that, and like my dad got a TRS-80, which I played with. And there was one game on that, but I didn't particularly like it. But I got it because I played on the computer because I like to learn about coding. So the first time I really played a game with long-term interest was when I came across Cruise for a Corpse. That was the first PC game I'd ever played.
I remember you mentioning that before,
Yeah.
but I completely forgot what it was about
I would
again.
love to. I believe it's out on an emulator somewhere, but I would love for somebody to bring back a fully fledged sort of realization, because that's. Now, you may have noticed I have a tendency to not quite get round to finishing games. But that tends to be, these days, it's because there are so many exciting games. And I get distracted easy. And I don't feel any requirement to definitely follow through something. It's like, commitments for work. I do enough of that at work. So being flippant about things is like what I do at home. But Cruise for a Corpse is one of the few games that I would really, 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 really like to finish. I'm trying to remember why I never finished it. There was some reason. I remember it got bugged out at one point in the game. I couldn't get past it, and I was going to start it again. But I can't remember what happened to that computer. I probably melted it. I've melted all my other computers.
Which is surprising, given the mild temperatures here. Tammy points out that she doesn't quite remember her first video game, but she is aware that it's currently 64 degrees Fahrenheit where she is, which equates to about 18 degrees Celsius.
Which is nice in here. Although it was very warm today.
I know.
It was
Elf
nice.
thinks
Cable
18
fault
seems a little
reported.
cold for the south.
There you go.
18 degrees Celsius seems a little bit cold for the south.
Yeah, I remember being in Louisiana one Christmas, and it was about that kind of temperature.
On Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was very variable in the temperature. It was sort of 5 degrees Celsius one day, or like in the morning, one morning they were close to putting a freeze warning out. And then the next day it was 18 and everyone's back wearing shorts and having barbecues on the patio.
The Spotted Cow doesn't remember its first game, but it does remember that it was on a Commodore 64.
Ah.
And the first game Belle also ever played as a teenager was Spank the Monkey, which apparently was the best game ever. Also on the notion of you possibly not finishing a game, Belle also is shocked.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Probably couldn't imagine that and calls it impossible.
Research complete.
I mean, I will. I always intend to go back to the game and finish it. I have found that early access makes that harder because updates to games mean that
You have to start over
I have to
again.
start over again, which I actually quite like, and I've developed quite a taste for, which probably again doesn't help.
The thing she loved most about our Terra Firma Craft series was the start, which is why she had us do twice. She had us do that twice. There you go. That's a proper sentence. Potato's confused. Melted? How did she melt
Melted?
your computers?
Oh, yeah, I always end up killing them through overheating.
Ralph says, when Sal says commitments are for work, he can hear both Mir and Potato crying in the inside.
Ooh,
What?
we're at metals.
Oh no. We should have seen this coming.
I should look and see. These mines are relatively new. Oh yeah, I should be clicking on that. I was just thinking, where is it? It's around here somewhere. I know it is. Yeah, so that one's only just started being tapped. That one's okay.
That's a rock pile.
Yeah. Yeah, just still plenty on that one. I was tapping that metal pretty hard. Ah, there is another metal mine here.
I'll also point out that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And Potato feels like you're about to add another PC to that list of dead ones. Given the performance so far of this.
It's a tiny little
Resources
bit
are
less
low.
crashy.
After reverting back to
Yeah,
one of the older drivers.
I rolled back the driver.
Ralph calls you
Oh,
Sal,
lazy
the
bastard.
PC hitman. Correction, hit woman.
We want to destroy that building. Right, unemployed people, are you going to relocate yourselves to this dome where there is places to live and to work?
Probably not.
Somebody has.
Yeah, but we should probably look into finding a new metal site soon.
I agree. Let's just see if we have... Unemployed. No specialisation. I wonder if we've got any unemployed geologists. Okay, come on over. Oh, I have to tell them where they're going to live, don't I? I want to make sure that this guy can make it before I send anyone else, because that's a bit of a trek. Here he comes.
What are you gonna do if you realize he's going to run out of air before he reaches the thing?
Well, I won't know till he's dead.
Fair point, but he should be able to make that. You should have seen how far my guys were sprinting when they wanted to
Look,
leave
here
the planet.
comes somebody of their own accord.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, he's working in the metals extractor. Very good. What we like to see.
Oh wow, they filled out all the work spots without even having to go into high priority. I'm impressed.
Okay, right, that one, we've run out of concrete.
On a
that
side
just doesn't
note,
work.
Bell also points out that it is a Happy First Contact Day. On April 5th, 2063, 45 years from today, the Vulcans will make official first contact with humanity according to Star Trek.
Ah, happy first contact day, everybody.
And the Spotted Cow feels like Sal needs to get back to Skyrim so we can get some story time again with Sal. And more Pixel Pirates.
More Pixel Pirates as well. Yeah, I will be at some point replacing the graphics card in my computer, and then we can get back. Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna say. I do always intend to go back to the games that I haven't finished playing.
I mean, we did finish Urban Empire. You have to give us credit for
Yeah,
that
there's
one.
some games I have finished. There was a fishing game on my mobile phone that I finished, which, as far as I could remember, was the first game that I'd actually finished completely. My first run through of Rome Total War, I finished. Well, kind of. I didn't completely wipe off everybody off the entire map, but I'd won.
Resources are low.
Don't forget you were decommissioning the concrete plant.
Yeah.
Ralph points out that Bernie sounds like that Trekkie at ThimbleCon 87.
Oh, why? What did he say?
You know, he mentioned the thing about First Contact Day, according to Star. Remember our conversation a few minutes ago when I was talking about you forgetting things?
Uh-huh. No.
No, thank you. I feel like my point has been proven. Anyway, Bell also took it quite alright. He now claims that he is the sexiest
Pipe leak
Riker.
reported.
You know, the name of that Trekkie at ThimbleCon 87. Which I guess is a compliment. And the Spotted Cow points out that according to the film 2012, we will all be dead by now.
True. Happy being dead for 6 years day.
I think it's not on the day, but
I think it was November or something, wasn't it?
yeah, it counts.
That's got a reasonable amount of stuff in it, but I think it's too far from. Well, it is too far from a dome. And I think the dome. If I was to put a dome over there.
Hold your horses.
What?
Say hello to Jim Hon,
Hello, Jim Hon.
who wants to know how Mars goes. Goes round,
Yeah,
mostly.
doing all right.
It's egging a bit, I guess. Is Mars egg-shaped too?
When you say two,
Earth is slightly egg-shaped. Earth is slightly oblong. It's not perfectly round.
you mean it's sort of fat in the middle,
Yeah.
like a spinny top?
Well, it's not a perfect egg.
Well, no, it's not really egg-shaped, is it?
Yeah, but it sounds better if I call it egg-shaped. Jim Hon wants to know about the orange dust on your windows. You should hire some window cleaners, I guess.
If I close that shift.
Potato has a suggestion. Maybe you should read a chapter from a real book at the start of the stream. I mean, a real book probably takes a lot longer to read than those tiny fictional books in Skyrim.
Well, there was that time that we did the story that gave me a nightmares.
Thank you. I'm trying to repress those memories. I don't even know which story you
Sector
mean.
scanned.
Little
I'm
Red Riding
repressing
Hood.
it! Oh.
With the naked grandmother.
Oh, my head! No, stop it. I don't want to remember.
Okay, well, I am going to have to build another dome just to get that metal. Let me just check research a second. I'm sure we still haven't found deep extraction.
Ralph unfortunately has problems with the stream. It might have to go because of connection issues.
Oh, that's
Although
a shame.
before you leave, he is claiming that Mars is flat. And in this particular instance, you would be right. The map here in Surviving Mars is flat. But Earth is round. We can prove it by going to the rocket screen.
I wonder which... Would it be engineering or physics? I think it would probably be engineering. Deep extraction. Oh, have I got the new dome? I have.
I don't know. You do?
So I could do the big new dome. Yeah, let's get that 2000.
Jim Hon points out that I misinterpreted his message. He means that if you see orange dust on the window, we both may be on Mars or in a dust storm.
Indeed. Now, I'm thinking I could get another drone hub down here. Maybe about there. I think we're going to have to build another dome down here just to pick up those metals.
Yeah, but a small one will do. We don't need the large one, do we?
No, we've got space in the other domes as it is.
Exactly.
Although I could
You
build...
will run out though
I
soon.
could build a large dome, make it a bit more... let's get them building that for a second. Make it a bit more opulent and close down one of my smaller domes.
Meteor incoming.
Ooh, boom. Any nice things? No?
No.
No. Right, let's just check up here,
Research
see how we're getting
complete.
on there.
And a side note, say hello to Xeron,
Hello, Xeron.
who would like to know how you are.
I'm fine, thank you very much. I might as well delete that one.
Anyway, Jim Hon
Get
is
the
unfortunately
resources
leaving
back.
again. His train is going.
Oh, bye, Jim. I'm going to salvage this because it's pointless having 3 up here.
Resources are low. Cable
Now,
fault
returning
reported.
to the previous
Pipe
chat
leak reported.
messages. Oh, sounds a bit bothersome up there. Potato was suggesting that you read Percy Jackson. It's this neat fantasy novel that has Greek mythology themes in it, set in modern time. To which Bill also replied that... to which Bill also retorted... Which Bill also asked, there you go, if Potato's trying to get Sal demonetized. Are there
Yeah.
demonetization rules about reading books on
It
stream?
would have to be a book that's out of copyright,
Oh, yeah, fair point.
which Little Red Riding Hood in German with naked grandmothers was.
Kinda. And speaking
Yeah, it
of
was.
flat planets, Bill also would like to know if anybody has heard of that one guy who launched himself in a homemade rocket in an attempt to prove that the Earth is flat.
I saw the headline, but I didn't read it.
Did he die? Did he prove it?
Did he prove it? Now, I think I would have heard if he had have proven it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe he died. Or maybe the government is trying to cover it up. Personally, I believe it sounds ridiculous.
Oops.
Also, I'm not entirely sure how you would go about building your own homemade rocket. You know, especially in the US, people might start thinking you're building a bomb, and then you get your door knocked down and have a mild inconvenience in your life. The Spotted Cow is giving salt for Twitch being a tad laggy. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It looks green on my end. And now I've collected 399 grams of salt. Ugh, makes me uncomfortable.
Alright, so we are out of metals on that storage system. I didn't mean to tell you to go there.
Apparently it was a steam rocket, and he lives. Somehow. Although he did go to the hospital, seeing at least pointed out by Zeron, who apparently has seen the video. Potato would like to know if Edgar Allan Poe is free from copyright.
It depends. How old is... A rough rule of thumb is if it's more than 100 years old, then it's probably out of copyright.
Wasn't there a clause
Pipe leak
about
reported.
the author's death being involved?
No,
Oh, that was American copyright.
no, it's not even American copyright.
Is it not?
No.
Alright. Oh, are you kidding me?
The idea about being dead is usually that then if a book is over 100 years old, the author is probably dead.
Oh yeah, there's that whole aspect to it too. Never mind me.
What's not working? What did it take me to?
Ben also points out that the guy who blew himself into space actually fell off the edge, but the lizard people that have taken over our government are good at covering things up.
I like it.
And Tammy points out that she thinks Poe is actually free of copyright. Zeron has a suggestion for the both of us. He proposes that we could play EverQuest 2. What's EverQuest 2? I don't... Sal, help me.
The name rings a bell, EverQuest, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but every third game has Ever in Quest in their name.
I know, and every third name rings a bell to me because I don't remember anything, any names of anything. I'm really bad at that kind of thing.
Hold on,
where
let me
was the
find that.
salvage? Let's get rid of that little...
Also, the Spotted Cow has given me salt just so we can reach a round number of now having collected 400 grams of salt.
Oh yeah, we were trying to get you up to 400 grams yesterday.
Oops. I just typed in EverQuest 400. That's not what I meant to do.
We were trying to get you up to 400
Resources
grams
are low.
yesterday.
Why?
To celebrate Spotted Cow's...
Did we?
Cable fault reported.
Yeah, it was an accurate guess of a thing that needed to be done.
What? 400? Where did that... Remember
were
our
so
conversation
close.
about... Close to what?
400. Thought, is that
I don't
actually
remember
within
salt happening
justice?
yesterday.
Resources are low.
Which brings us back to our whole conversation of not remembering what we're talking about.
Okay, the drones are just too busy. The drones are busy going up and down the ramp. What are you doing?
Resources are low.
Driving a ring around the rosy. They're pulling fuel out of it and loading it back in.
Right, if you won't play with it properly, I'm going to take them off you.
I hope all of them left.
Honestly?
Anyway, returning to chat, Tammy just looked it up.
And I would just like to point out this is why we shouldn't let AI play with weapons. Yeah, sorry. Yes, Tammy
Because
says.
it would
Resources
just
are low.
unload fuel and load it back in again and get stuck in an endless loop. Fine then, that's very discriminatory of you. Taking the weapons away taking the guns away from the AI. Rude. Anyway, Tammy just looked it up.
Sector scan.
Anything written before
Anomaly
1923
found.
is
Select a
public
sector
domain.
to scan.
Suppose work is public domain. Seeing how he died in 1849. Yeah, that sounds like a while ago.
So yeah, that does sound like a while ago.
Mildly. Why are you not selecting Sector 5?
You can only go for 4. Oh no, I thought you could only go for 4.
Oh, you can go
6?
for 6? Jesus, what's this?
Because you could only queue 5, including the one you were doing.
Oh.
No, I
I
can
don't-
do 9. Maybe it's a research I've done or something.
No, that sounds like a game update.
Yeah, it
because
might
I
be.
could go to 5 in the past, plus the one I'm already scanning. And 9 is new now. Anyway, returning to the thing. The Spotted Cow points out that EverQuest 2 is an MMORPG, which was released on the 9th of November 2004. MMORPG are a bit iffy when it comes to producing online content, at least in my book. From my experience, they do seem a bit too grindy to happen on stream, but I can take a closer look if those servers are still running. I don't know, are they running? It sounds like an age-old game. Similar things probably go for RuneScape 3, which was another suggestion brought up by Zeron.
Oh, I used to play RuneScape. Yeah, it is a
I
bit.
didn't know they make a third one.
For a stream game, it is very grindy though. I mean, in 2 hours, you don't get very far.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's entertaining to watch. Then again, we are producing Terra Firma Craft, which takes
True, yeah. I think I'm going to go for that one just to try and progress.
Zeron really wanted to play EverQuest 2, and he even tweeted the developers of the game and asked them if there's going to be a mobile release of that game, but unfortunately they said no. It is an old game, but I'm still struggling to see how it would work on a mobile device. Then again, you can basically run anything on a mobile device today. I mean, prime example would be Skyrim on the Switch. And then again, that's different caliber of mobile devices.
What?
They don't want to work there, that's, you know...
There are 6 people unemployed and there's no one in the lab. And there's no one in the water reclamation system.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Quickly click on the water reclamation tower and up the
Yeah.
priority to full
But
until the
then
jobs
they're
are
gonna
filled.
Take them out of the farms, maybe.
Not if they're unemployed.
Feels
Yeah,
like
but
they
knock
may
the
have-
priority down again as soon as those positions are filled.
Well,
If
I
they're not...
see they haven't started being filled yet because they're still not working. Right, I shall come back to the... Right, it's back down to 2. It went up to 3 for a moment. Does feel like there might be a bit of an update bug.
Either that, or we need to execute some people.
Look, see, these people are not attempting to go back to work.
Why? And they're reasonably happy. They should be able to work. But the Spotted Cow does point out that it's from a game update. Probably referring to being able to scan 9 sectors.
Yeah, and the game update only came out today, so if there are bugs, if there are bugs, then
We
We
are
won't have
stuck with them.
chance to do anything about it yet. Right, anybody else?
The Spotted Cow points out that EverQuest 1 was called EverCrack because all of the teens that got addicted to the game And Zeron points out that given how active the developers are on Twitter, the game EverQuest 2 is probably still online too. Again, we will take a look at it, but I can't guarantee that it will pass the streamability sensor.
Oh, there's another unemployed person.
And Potato is now pressing the thing about Sal having read Edgar Allan Poe. She's grinning at the idea.
I like reading to people. Oh, and another one.
Melorsa's voting for public executions.
Yeah. Until you're, no dear.
Tammy is suggesting a more light-hearted approach by just giving everybody 2 needles and let them start knitting.
Just trying an experiment, just in case it's something to do with the shift patterns. Let's just force somebody onto the second shift.
In response to you saying I like reading to people, but also suggesting to get yourself some kits. Well, the problem here is people, children are not people.
There are side effects to that. And yeah, and I prefer like grown-up people.
I prefer my definition of people. Potato points out that they are not unemployed, they're just working the street.
Yeah, it seems so. But they're not paying their taxes.
We have taxes on Mars?
Well,
I don't remember, but alright.
is my ship nearly here? We're almost out of metals.
A spotted cow suggests that you tell you and you to get in the airlock now, and then you open the other airlocks, the airlock from the other side before they're ready with their suits. Well, that's gonna get rid of some perfectly fine suits, and then other people will start rumors about it. The best way here is to be upfront about it and give them a huge ceremony for sending them out of the airlock. Melorsa's asking if children are a people then. Yes, they are. It's an old inside joke you've probably forgotten about.
It sounds like a half human being type joke.
It's an Anubis joke. Well, we had a discussion about
Cold wave approaching.
the opposite of something getting the prefix a.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like asocial in contrast to social. So the opposite of a people is a people.
Right, cold wave. Now, that means I need to switch on all of my heaters so that they can be...
Zeron is suggesting that we vote Sal into the position of absolute dictator of the Mars colony and then have me become the narrator? Do I have to narrate Sal's life? Do I get a script? Or do I just have to come up with it on the spot? I mean, I can talk a bit on the spot, given the opportunity, if I have to, but I doubt that I could keep it up for an entire day, several days in a row. Ooh. Tammy points out that children are not people. Yet. Which the spotted cow agrees with.
Right, we've got a problem. We need the rocket to get down before the cold wave starts, and we need to get all of the subsurface heaters maintained before they... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Where's the mule?
Send a lasso into space and then drag the rocket down.
I'm going to get what remains of the metal supply up here. And we shall take that back down.
Potato points out that children are like tattoos that you can't remove. Well, you can if you're determined enough. You might lose an arm, but it would be gone. The Spotted Cow points out that a ceremony would cost money and takes time that, people could spend working otherwise. The idea of the Spotted Cow is a lot quicker and cheaper. Yeah, but it doesn't set an example. You have to take morale into consideration here. Belossa's confused. Sal apparently can't remember what happened in her current stream game just a week before, but she can remember a joke made months ago in a series on a long-forgotten game, huh?
Yeah,
But it's different. There we connected with people we love. Anubis, that is.
Oh, my rocket's due to come down. We were discussing this, my selective memory, the other night, weren't we, Mia? When we're talking about films.
Go on.
And I was saying about how my memory pretty much immediately wipes films.
Oh yeah, that. I do remember that
I do the same with
conversation.
books as well.
Oh.
So it's probably within a day I can't remember the names of the actors. Within a week I can't remember the names of the characters. And I'm generalising here. Then within probably a month I can't actually remember the plot. But if it's a really impressive film, then I will remember the concept for possibly forever. So, so we were using as an example
Inception.
It's like, what's the name of that film? So eventually I will also forget the title, but I'll go, my favourite film is amazing. It's all about... it's got this amazing concept all about... what are these guys doing? Are they
Unloading.
driving in circles? They're driving in circles.
They're unloading.
I'm not sure they are. I wonder if my
It's a
fuse-
form of self-imposed Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
Which
I've
allows-
always been like this.
Yeah,
as
which
well.
allows her to see movies again.
It's great. I can watch the same movie like every 6 months and still can't remember it. Shallow Grave. Oh, that was one of those films. I remember there was 3 people, so I remember that better than
Sector scanned.
Inception, where I couldn't even remember how many protagonists were involved in Inception. Even though it's one of my all-time favourite films, I couldn't remember the plot. I couldn't remember how many protagonists. Never mind.
Funding received.
She
what
couldn't
their
even
names
remember
were.
the idea that they were trying to implant.
No, I couldn't remember that they were implanting a thing.
That's the whole thing
I
about
remember it was
Inception.
about the infiltration of dreams and how you
Resources are
couldn't
low.
trust your dreams
The film is called
or
after
your
the
sense
thing
of
they're
reality. Matrix, that
Meteor
was a...
shower incoming.
Ooh, where's the
Uh-oh.
meteor shower?
doing. Do you know yet? I don't think you know yet.
I don't think I know yet. Too early yet.
Also, have you looked at your research tree and invested into deep scanning? Because I believe you can
I
now.
can't deep extract.
Oh, you can't deep extract still. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But also points out that there's no need to remove the entire arm, just cut out the piece of skin. Yeah, but you see, the problem is, if you're comparing it to a child, it's more like the size of an entire arm, and if you want to get rid of the child, which is like a tattoo that's going up the entire length of your arm, you have to get rid of the arm. You can't just cut off the skin. I mean, you could, but that sounds painful. Removing the entire arm sounds painful too. Well, it's your own fault for getting a bloody tattoo. A tattoo.
Oh, did I leave the Stirling generators open during the storm? Whoops.
Whoops. The Spotted Cow can see a movie twice, and after that it will remember it for years. And Bell also points out, you started a sentence with Matrix. That was a and he wants you to go on.
A similar film where the concept was amazing. And I do remember, like with most films, I remember odd scenes, but without any context to them whatsoever. I remember some of the fight scenes because I used to be able to do some of those fight scenes.
You mean you can evade bullets? Probably not
I
a
said
fight scene.
some, not all.
I feel
some
like
of the-
he's trying to dodge bullets in all of them, but okay.
Some of the movements that they made, they slowed them down for drama, but actually they're relatively easy with a little bit of gymnastics.
Zero points out, if I were to try and narrate Cell's life, I could do that, yes, but I would probably get on Cell's nerves quite quickly, and then I would get a fist in the face.
Oh, I've never been violent to you.
Fair point. She would probably just execute me in the airlock like all the other inobedient people.
No, I would just look at you with a stern look on my face. That usually does it.
Yeah, but I'm being paid to narrate that you're giving me a stern look. In Zeron's version, anyway. Anyway, there is a live action of Woody Woodpecker, says Zeron. Who's Woody Woodpecker?
Oh, cartoon character.
How do they make a live action version of a cartoon character?
Who owned by, the Argo.
Tammy's best friend will call her and ask movie titles when she's at the video store. Okay, Belosso's now requesting video proof of you not dodging bullets but actively stopping them in the air with an outstretched hand.
Couldn't do that move.
Well, you can, it just won't be effective if you're doing it. Zero points out that The Matrix is an awful movie series.
Oh, the series.
I do feel like the later films got a bit weaker, so
Yeah.
I can agree with the notion of the series being,
It
Tad
was
awful.
less than its. Yeah, it lost it a bit over time. I think the first film had a philosophy. The second film had a story. Third film I never bothered with. I don't think. I don't remember ever watching it.
Yeah, it's a similar thing with Bioshock. Then again, it's not a bad thing if you want to love something that's absolute garbage. I mean, I would still go quite a way just to defend Bioshock 2 because I still love it a lot. Despite being a rather mediocre game with an awful story.
Terminator, however, is
Awful.
one of those films where. Oh no! I thought again, amazing concept.
What concept was there in Terminator other than time travel and robot dude?
It was about, because you've got to think of it in the context of the time as well, where the idea of Armageddon due to rogue AI was just starting to become a potential reality. And it wasn't just it was the character of Sarah Connor. Now that tells you how important the character of Sarah Connor is that I actually remember her name.
Probably would have helped if I had seen the movie myself.
Oh, well, you're not allowed to really have an opinion on a movie unless you've seen it
watch
yourself.
me! I'll have an
You
opinion
can
on anything.
Say what you believe other people's opinion to be.
I've never seen the sun up close with my own eyes, so I'll just tell you right up. Your finger's a bit bloaty. Sun. Come on.
Where is this meteor storm happening? That's not what we wanted to do.
I think you can only see them if you have enough scanned towers around the
Oh,
area.
there they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so well away from us.
Zeron is a tad confused. Who's using Sal's account? We currently stream both to YouTube and Twitch. You see, and we have several people chatting away on Twitch, but we want to make sure that everybody gets the entire thing and we can establish conversations between platforms. So we have the messages that are being posted on Twitch relate to YouTube and posted by Sal's account. You can see who posted the message in the little name after the brackets. It's just telling you that that's a person on Twitch rather than YouTube. So all the messages by Sal that you're currently seeing in Twitch in chat are not, actually Sal. She's not constantly mentioning random names and then giving out messages that feel like she's having a conversation with herself while also playing the game. Those are other people. Real people, we hope. Except for the cow. What's a cow?
Cows are people too.
Mm. Fine, cows are people. Not to be confused with a people. I missed out on chat while answering this question.
Where shall I put my dome? Right, let's do a bit of planning here.
Tammy points out that video stores are still around, and that's what she calls them. Amazing. But Belle also would like to have some clarification. Is asking, like, an actual physical location where you can buy physical objects carrying copies of movies? Yes, apparently they can. The Spotted Cow believes that Matrix 1 is a gem, but 2 and 3 are no good. They should just mash them together and turn them both into one film.
The medium dome is huge.
That's alright.
Anyway, I just wanted to take a look at it.
It's nice, but I don't like using it. Those 3 spots in the middle are really useless.
You can put parks in there and then people get more
Yeah.
relaxation.
But the concrete will still be underneath, so you just have a tree spurting out of concrete. It gets even worse if you change the style to the pond, and then you just have a concrete pond. Which looks more like a puddle. Because, the dome is not entirely...
How much resource? So is that your main issue with this?
That the pond looks like a puddle. Yes, it looks like it's raining inside the dome, and that's just not right.
80 metals.
Bell also calls you old school.
20 metals. Sure, I'll take that, but in what context?
Your film taste, I assume. And, the Spotted Cow points out the film for the TV series Firefly is a really good movie. It's called Serenity. You could probably talk quite a while with Anubis about that one.
Yeah, Anubis
I should
is
catch up on that.
a bit of a Firefly fan, should we say. I think that's a fair assessment. I actually took this dome.
Yeah, you could, although you should make sure that there's a bit of space so the drones can drive past the dome.
Yeah.
So just shift it up a little. Oh, sorry. The old school comment was directed at Tammy and her video stores rather than Sal. Sorry.
Alright, we'll go with that.
It also points out that he's not a real person, he's just a figment of my imagination, created to make me feel less lonely as the only German among a country of English people. Alright, Potato has visualized your Martian dictatorship.
Anomaly found.
It's you sitting on a throne on a pile of waste rock, I hope. Clearly that's a waste rock pile. Surrounded by lazy mere drones.
Those lazy mere drones.
One of them is just sleeping on the floor.
This area up here often gets struck by meteors, I've noticed. Seems to get struck more often than other places. See how research is doing now.
Zeron says hello to Crazy Potato and Bell also, now that he's realized that there are actually other people around. I apologize, I should have probably explained this sooner. This all probably seemed rather confusing to you until I did. What I do appreciate about that potato picture is the nice hat.
Yeah.
Although I am a bit upset
Cable
that Sal's
fault
the only one
reported.
who gets to wear a hat there. Like, what about me?
Do you want a hat, Mia?
What sort of question is that? You hurt me. The spotted cow points out that you might have a microclimate in the medium domes due to those paddles. Did I already mention that? I might have. I remember reading
maybe.
it, but then I forgot.
No, I don't think you mentioned that.
Yes.
3 souls. Oh god, this goes on so long.
Now Belorsa's greeting Zeron.
Meteor incoming.
Ooh. Okay. Should we get a close-up view?
That's gonna be nice.
And get a view from sort of this angle, maybe.
You should pause just in the moment when it's about to strike,
Uh,
and then
I've
make a photo.
just paused now. Oh, what's the setting to remove the GUI?
I have no idea.
I can't remember either. There's a hotkey for it, and I've forgotten which hotkey it is.
Hold on, I can Google it.
It's okay, it's not that important. Should we see this meteor coming in? Mia's actually Googling it.
Yes, I am Googling.
But
Hold on,
now
hold
I'll
on.
feel...
It's he found it.
It's not that important, Mia.
I forgot it. I looked at the
Oh,
book.
it just bounced.
Well,
Sector
that's a
scanned.
testament to fine engineering.
Right, how are we doing for all the things? What?
Zeron is asking, who wants an all-exclusive paid trip to Cold Harbor free food? Where's Cold Harbor? That sounds like such a generic name that could be anywhere between Australia, Britain and the US.
Research complete.
Oh, research complete. What have we unlocked? Anything useful? Not really. So I've got deep scanning again. I would like to add that.
Well, you need to make progress in that tree to eventually get to deep extraction, so you might as
Is
well
it that
research
tree?
it now.
Is it physics?
Yeah, it's that tree.
So when I asked you before, is it physics and engineering, and you went,
Oh, that!
you weren't actually listening, were you?
No, I just forgot at the time. Again, the question where Cold Harbor is still stands. That might be a bit of a complication if we find out we have to get to Australia just to enjoy some free food. Tammy's asking if Cold Harbor is in one of the Elder Scrolls games. Easier to get to, but the food is not that tangible anymore.
How are we doing for money? We've got some money. I could bring some more metals.
Ah, yeah. Cold Harbor. Oopsie daisy.
Oh, sounds like you're suffering from my dry throat.
Yeah, how dare you? Cold Harbor is a realm of oblivion.
Resources are low.
That's a nice offer, but you know that food doesn't really taste that nice there. Generally speaking, because you can't actually realistically eat it.
Oh, me.
You made me
Such
hungry
a-
now. And I'm
Where's your
crying.
imagination?
What do you mean, where's my imagination? My imagination is currently stuck in an all-inclusive breakfast, lunch and dinner at the same time, lamenting the fact that nothing here is real, including Belorsa, apparently.
Yeah, maybe Belorso's just an AI.
What? No,
Gone
he
rogue.
pointed out early on that he's a figment of my imagination to, you know, take away the pain of knowing that I'm the only German-speaking guy in a country full of British people.
You have tried to teach me a bit of German from time to time, haven't you? It doesn't work very well. Unfortunately, my ability to remember language is very much like my ability to remember films. Oh, look, there's some research up here.
Oh,
Resources are low.
that must have struck a while ago.
Must have.
Also, I noticed that meteorite-prone area up there in the north has a lot of research lying around.
Yeah.
Maybe it's now worth investing into a tunnel up there.
Yeah, it might be.
You could get a drone commander out there. Also, while you're in the overview, you
Ooh,
might as well
cable
click
fault.
on the
Oh,
space
indeed.
next to the 8. Space next to the 8. Click. Thank you.
Honestly, May.
Alright.
I'm busy. Are you not noticing the meteorites?
I'm mildly aware of them, but there's nothing bad happening.
They might be dropping metals.
Oh, they're bouncing. Oh, yeah, that. Okay.
Yeah, which, as you may or may not be aware, we're a little on the short side of.
I thought we're building another dome for that.
We haven't got enough metals to keep ourselves going whilst we wait for a dome to be built. I've got some more coming in, but if we could find some in the meantime.
Belos is asking, so that
Worried
food
about
Zero
that.
was offering.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, no.
Okay, that's proper bad news.
Yeah, it is. You should invest into deep scanning quickly and get more water sources
Oh, I
out
still can't extract him.
here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not paying attention to
I
my
am
problems.
paying attention. I'm just, you know, realizing you're dilly-dallying around in the bioengineering tree.
Well, just
Sorry. That's why we can't co-manage a Mars colony. I would have my priorities in removing the waste rock piles.
yeah.
Resources are low.
Oh, both of them at the same time?
Yeah, they've all run out. I think.
Oh.
You haven't run out.
Uh-oh. So you just deactivate the one
The
heater.
whole thing when I didn't actually need to. Cancel.
Oh, how lucky.
I've already done that one. You can keep going.
Returning to that question, so Belorska's asking Zeron in response to that food offer if the food would basically just be ones and zeros. In that case, Belorsa will pass. And even though the spotted cow early on called dibs on the food, it now realizes that cows don't eat the same place as bears. So it passes 2, just in case. Which apparently makes for smart cows, according to Beloso. Also, Zirin would throw in a signed picture of Molak Bal, as well as give us our own Dremora servants. Still a nice offer, but I can't get over the fact that I wanted to have
Research
food,
complete.
and now it's just...
Anomaly analyzed. Milestone achieved.
You'd be pleased to know, Mir, that that milestone, that research was a deep extraction research, just not one we can use yet.
Yes.
It's a deep extraction research that you've been nagging me to do for a long time. Right, we need to get over to this water over here. Probably we do.
I'm afraid I can't click on YouTube links at the moment, but I'll save it for later. And Beloso is now suggesting that we actually make a multiplayer version of this game just to see Sal and Mir manage a Mars colony together. Can we talk about our secret plans we had with, you know, the gang?
Nothing's confirmed yet. No.
Alright, we
Wouldn't-
can't talk about it.
I don't mind. Hang on, what happened with this role reversal? Usually it's you saying we can't say anything yet. We're doing a secret thing next week and we're not telling you anything about it.
Yes.
Whereas this was somebody happened to mention something in chat and now you want to tell everyone that it's a thing that's actually going to happen.
Well, no, that would equate to making promises, and we can't do that. But also is asking about the secret, which is eco. No, you're wrong. It's not it. Don't be silly. We'd never do that.
Boris was...
You'll give the secret away.
Boris was the one who wanted to play Eco, but he's had an awful lot of computer problems recently. He's had to build a gaming computer out of 3 bits of computers.
You gave it a name that I forgot, but it involved some very disturbing names like Jim.
Right, let's bring these guys up here.
Spotty Cow pointed out that cows are fuzzy eaters, so they don't eat all the things, only the best quality grass.
Okay, now we want a water extractor. Oh,
I'm
it's
not-
under life support.
Sure, I think I upset Zeron turning down his demonic Molag Bal fan autograph picture. And now he wants us all down at the depths of Cold Harbor by force. Well, I'm sorry, but I value my proper food. It's very nice. Very nice food. Potato wanted to know if he's invited to this weird secret thing. Well, given the fact that it's currently still in the conceptual stage and entirely a secret, so much so that even Sal doesn't want to give it away, we haven't made any invitations yet.
Someone posted a vague suggestion of a thing. I haven't even thought about it yet, so I think Mir is way jumping the gun on whether or not there's any legs in this at all. Can I get another one onto... Gonna need that rocket
Couldn't
with
you
its
just
metals.
shortened the cable and put it on the other side rather than moving it out in the cold zone?
Well, I'm
You
gonna
could
put
still-
in another
Oh, yeah.
subsurface heater anyway.
Never mind. Now, upon being threatened to be sent to the depths of Cold Harbor,
Cable fault
Tammy
reported.
warns that Zeron shan't make her turn into her DC Universe Online superhero alter ego and defeat her with her celestial powers.
V for pipes, isn't it?
But also wanted to know what the secret project was we were working around last Streamvesta. Was that Eco as well? We can't remember these things.
Sector scanned.
I didn't even remember what happened last year. And now Bill
Resources
also is
are
jumping
low.
the gun and says that Net Whitelist Season 5 has been confirmed. I'm afraid it won't be, ever.
I
Unless
think-
Space Engineers turns into a good game.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything happening with the whitelist until Space Engineers becomes a bit more stable. We best get Explorer back to town.
Now, hold your horses in chat. Please don't break out into an imaginary fantasy battle of the ages. We prefer it if all our stream chatters get along nicely. There's no need to ban anybody. Any, circles of hell. We love you all equally. At least Sal does. I have my preferences. Me. I think it's now time to put in another drone hub up here because you'll be forced to manage the entire cable length and pipe length up there. Oh,
Yeah.
you're probably aware of that. I shouldn't be giving you.
You are. If you're going to backseat drive, you need to pay more attention.
Fine. Well, enlighten me then.
Do you see how many metals I have?
7.
You're looking at my screen side on.
Oh, sorry. This is 0.
Yes. So a drone hub is not foremost in my priorities just at the moment.
I see your point. Would you mind enlightening us about your plans then?
Yes. Actually, first of all, we'll launch that one.
Zeron argues that no mere mortal has ever defeated a Daedric prince who can command time, the past, and the present, and the future. To which the spotted cow points out that cows do not believe in time or space.
Right. You are.
Then again, Tammy points out that we apparently do believe in heaven in the other place. Oh yeah, that's vastly different.
Right, machine parts. I am going to kick a bunch of you out. We don't need to be turning metals into machine parts quite so rapidly at the moment. The polymer factory, yeah, we've just got one guy on there, that'll do. You
Should
all.
you prohibit
Pipe leak reported.
the rocket from fueling up to save on water?
No, because we've got loads of fuel in storage, but what I've just done is to slow down my fuel refinery.
Of course.
Mine's
Actually, it would probably be a good idea to put the water reclamation plant in one of your domes on high priority and let it work at all times to save as much water as
It
you
is
can.
on high priority at the moment, and yet there's nobody in it.
Never mind. Sorry, I see that I'm going back into backseat driving. I'll just lean back and...
I'm quite happy for you to backseat drive, but only if you pay attention.
No, I'm
There's
always...
nothing worse than a backseat driver who... Well, that's lots worse than a backseat driver who's not paying attention. I think we're going to have to micromanage keeping these people in their jobs, though.
You're fairly flush on food, I see.
I
mean,
am.
look, it would probably be a good idea to shut both those farms down for the moment.
Yeah, actually, that is a good idea.
Yes.
I'll let them see if they can find jobs elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right, what else uses water that I might not want to...
You have still one of the smaller farms?
No.
Right.
So I've only got those two producing food at the moment.
Also, while the farms are closed, you might as well open up the 2 other work spots in the water reclamation tower and maybe introduce a night shift.
I haven't really got a way to deal with the unhappiness of a night shift, but to be honest,
Let's rather have some unhappy people than no war. Ouch.
crashed.
Ow. Yeah, I can hear that. Hold on. Do I have... I do! Hi. Hold on, let me quickly pull up the train song. Just a few minutes to appease the people. And just a few minutes... Ah! That was loud for a second. Luckily, the others can't hear that yet. There you go. Just a few moments. We apologize for any inconvenience. Like I said, we just now did the thing where we were bragging about the computer becoming less crashy, and the people demand a louder train song. There you go. In the meantime, Potato was asking where the fuel is coming from. The fuel is coming from water, as far as I know. We'd, you know, take water apart and make hydrogen fuel out of it. And Potato's asking if I did the thing with the thing and the other thing yet, with the glowing. No, I have not. I'm afraid I have been lazy. Also, I was looking at L26 to get that chat problem sorted out. Anyway, Zeron is now leaving us, which is probably a good point in time given how we're currently having an intermission. Cheerios! The spotted cow is asking for some Anubis. Hold on. Let me find him. He's hiding somewhere. Would you look at that? There he is! He's very tiny for some reason. Let's fix that.
Bell also says that Sal, on your water worries, you have dozens of meat bags that slurp up water like sponges. Get rid of those and your water worries will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, but that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get more metal, and at the moment, those meat bags are the only source of metal we have.
Yeah, this is true.
Like, they're not having the metal inside them, so, you know, just wringing out the sponge won't do anything. We need to keep them alive and happy, because their sponginess apparently attracts metal. It's all very scientific. Something's wrong with Anubis's beard. I can see the background behind Anubis's beard. That's mildly concerning. I need to look into that.
Okay, let's see. I don't think we'll have lost much.
resources are low.
Oh. The dome hasn't even been started.
Well, let's roll with it. Let's look at the fact that we still have water
Aha.
and already...
Well, yeah. There's at least I haven't made the mistake with the water extractors. I thought I only had 2 up here. I forgot I had 3, which is why I ended up deleting too many. But right, so do I have a rocket on its way? Let's get a rocket on its way.
Well, also was about to say, humans, a source of metal? Are you going to rip the iron out of their blood like Magneto from the X-Men? No, like I said, we can't just wring metal out of the sponges. The sponges just attract metal with their charm.
Okay, had I sent this guy up here? No.
And Bell also says, well, let's roll back with it.
Yeah, we'll roll back with it. Okay.
What was
radio.
our metal situation at the moment? I don't remember.
So at the moment we have 25 because there was a shipment that came in.
Right.
And I was starting to build a dome here so that we could build a mine there so we can get more metals. But I'm just wanting to check, was there anything else I was in the middle of? Like, we might as well switch off these farms. I wonder how many people do I need as a minimum to keep the farm going before it stops producing food? Do we know?
I think you can have just one person in there, really. But hey, at least that freed up the water reclamation tower.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not they actually stay in their jobs, though.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they won't have anything else to do, and those are the nice people who actually want to do some work.
Okay.
Bell also points out, in response to me saying, attracting metal with their charm. Yeah, just like P just charmed a replacement tire onto his mum's car. How do you charm a tire on?
Dome.
Is it wise to introduce a dome now? Knowing that we'll run out of water in a moment.
Well, gonna have to go for that metal mine.
Fair point.
So, and I was just hesitating over that and thinking, do I?
Well, we do know that we'll run out of metal in a moment and the dome won't be built by then.
Well, I've already sent the resupply ship on its way. Now the other thing
this building will consume 60% more power than cold areas. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But also points out the thing with the new tire on a car works the same way as charming metal from the ground as a human sponge. Fair point.
The other option is to build a tunnel and get up there and go collect some of the deposits off the surface.
How expensive was a tunnel again? Ooh, that's almost as much as a dome, really.
Yeah.
Oh, those are expensive.
But we would get research out of it as well. Let's just figure out where we go with it. Okay. I probably wouldn't look to build a connected power source and things. Although I could, because if I did, then I could pipe water back.
You could place the entrance up there on the plateau and see how far it will reach to make the shortest distance possible in terms of piping and power cables in your colony. Bless you.
Oh dear. Let's see which way round we do it. Probably something like that. Oops. Typo. How much of this is actually accessible? I think probably the majority of it.
Yeah. And if we place it relatively close to one of those water sources, we could have another water.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just getting my eyes on these rocks.
What if you twist it and put it between those two piles? The lower two ones. Ah, I'll let you do that. Never mind me.
Well, that's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah, but my suggestion is to put the tunnel as close as you can to your colony and then put the other end of the tunnel as close to your colony as you possibly can. Those tunnels can stretch quite a distance.
I could...
Well, that's going further away.
It is quite a... Yeah, I'm looking to see how much further.
Right, yeah. See?
I do see. So, knowing... Right, let's work this out the other way around. Now, it's no good pointing it down here,
Yeah, of course.
because it's going to have to come up this
Oh,
way.
it doesn't have to move in a straight line either, by the way. Apparently you're supposed to wipe something up.
Oops.
Did she leave a puddle? I hope not.
What? What happened to the first one I put in?
Apparently you interrupted it by pressing right mouse button, which cancels the operation.
Okay, will do. Right, I just want to look. So we do actually have 2 water
Yeah.
up there. And...
Well, also Mrs. Babom.
we were coming from down there. Let's just put that in there for the moment. I figure we might as well get it close to 1.
Mm-hmm.
What I could do is have it so that it's the other side of the one that it's close to.
My main concern would be making the distance to the colony on the other end. So I would try to put this on the south side of the water supply you currently have there.
Why? What's your rationale?
That means that the tunnel on the other side, on your colony side, can be closer to the colony
Why?
because you'll need to have a pipeline there.
I'll need a pipeline at the top as well.
Yeah, but at the top you will have a working drone commander or something like the rover standing.
Gotta remember this is a very heavy hit meteor site though, so keeping it short at the top rather than short at the bottom means that there's less likely to be meteor damage.
Fair point. But you'll have to travel quite a distance to get to the left water side anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well put the tunnel up here on the south side of this water thing. And have a shorter distance down there. Because otherwise you'll need to have another rover standing on standby there just to maintain the pipe in case you have a break.
Well, the pipe's going to be so long anyway that I'm going to have to do that.
Fair point.
So, I mean, there's only going to be 10 hexagons in it either way.
I see. You do what you believe is best.
So, well, we could compromise. You were suggesting that I go in
There.
here, weren't you?
Yeah.
Now, if I was to do that from the other side, see if I can get...
Actually, just... Oh, okay.
Okay, so would be able to get the... right there, right in front of that mine. I don't really want it right in front of the metal mine, because one day we will do...
Oh, it moves in a hexagon to the distance, I imagine.
Okay. So if I put my first one in down there...
You'll have to interrupt the other
delete
project
the other one
first.
first. Presume the top one has also been
Yeah.
removed? Yeah. So, what, it was about here?
I think 2 lower.
About there.
Sorry. That's a bit... Better readjust the...
Oh, never mind.
Never
It'll do.
mind.
So there's only a few hexagons in it anyway.
Ooh, that is still quite a distance.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's a tiny percentage. But just being able to get access up there will be a good thing. Right. I might wait until after the meteor storm though, because the meteor storm is
Going on.
up here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I imagine you do not have... Well, you would have the concrete resources for a second tunnel. But you would need to bring in more metal to get that up there if you want to have a second tunnel.
Where is
Again, you do pay...
pipes? I always go for the hotkey.
life support. I believe.
Ah. Right, so that's metal as well. I was just wondering whether pipes were maybe concrete rather than metal.
Yeah, you probably are going to spend at least the same amount in metal you would otherwise spend if you wouldn't build a tunnel. And, you know, you're currently expendable in terms of concrete, and you do have a backlog of machine parts, so a second tunnel would prevent that entire problem of having to maintain the entire distance up there. And it would speed up metal transport because the rover will only need a fraction of the time. And you'll only need, you know, one bit up there.
And I can build it from this end this time.
I'd be careful with that.
Why?
Last time I did... Ooh.
They can both get to both.
They can get to both, yes, but last time I did that, they wanted to wander up there and
Well,
start building up there.
Go and take the metals and the... Because unless I build a drone hub here,
Hold on a
I'm
second,
gonna
why
have
is that
to.
one completed?
It's
Oh,
not.
it's
It's all sparkly.
Sorry. Oh, good thing you didn't remove that pipe there.
I think it might actually be able to. That pipe
Yeah.
might be preventing it from coming closer.
Oh, yeah.
We could.
It's still within reach of your one drone hub, isn't it? So, why not?
Makes sense to redo this one up here, though. Then.
Yeah. Actually, if you remove that one entirely, you could redo the other tunnel and put it more
Yeah.
neatly into the corner there. Potato has drawn two sounds, one with his left hand and one with his right hand. And now Belos is asking if he's a lefty.
Still don't want it right on top of the mine.
Oh yeah, we can get some additional distance like this. Nice. Leave a bit of space in between, otherwise the... Hurry.
Was planning on doing Mia. Right now.
Isn't there a metal deposit right?
Yeah, that's what I'm just checking. It doesn't look like metal, it looks like a lump of rock. If I try to put it on top of metal, yeah, we get a blocking object, so it won't let me destroy metal.
Though won't the drones be unable to complete the tunnel because they'd have to go down there to remove the rock? And at the moment they can't reach this place. I'm not sure how that works.
What?
Never mind.
No, it just disappears when you put something on top. Because it's not a material, like it's not like waste rock or something.
Will also points out the stream makes him wonder what Mia would be actually like, as an actual backseat driver. Apparently awful.
Apologetic. I think it's fair to say. Right.
Potato believes that knock out the driver and drive the car from the back seat.
I've never actually driven with Mia. I've never been the driver. I've been that looks like me with Mia backseat driving.
You hurt me.
Right, which building's not working? That one. It is working.
It's the water reclamation tower not having a night shift.
I know. Alright, let's speed things up a little bit. Slow down.
Some of your drones are the southern drone hub are idle. If you want to speed up production of the tunnel, you could reassign.
Yeah, I can move those up here. What's this?
Oh, you can do that? If you dismantle some drones, you can just you get drone prefabs, and they can be reassembled at any other drone hub, which would probably be a quicker way of reassigning drones to another hub.
That I didn't
Anomaly
know.
found.
I was aware of it, but I thought that in the past you had to get the drone hub manufactory up on Mars before you could do that.
I don't think I've researched it either.
Might be just an update.
I guess. Yeah, so we've still got one down here. Oh no, there's two.
4.
3, 4. Yeah.
There are 4 assigned to this hub. What about the right hub? How heavily loaded is that one? The one by the pipe.
It should be okay.
You just assign that one to this hub.
I know. Thank you for telling me what I'd just done.
Research complete. Anomaly analyzed.
So I do want to leave one drone down there.
Anyway, Tammy's pointing out that we've only got 2 minutes left.
Oh, right. Can you see? I saw one in there. Can't see where the other one is.
I don't know. Oh, I think the other one is
take
right down by the hub.
Right, okay.
Shouldn't you leave 2 assigned to one hub?
Oh
so
yes,
you
you're
can
absolutely right, so that we don't end up with
one running out of power
Yeah.
and then.
they need to look after each other.
Anyway, the spotted cow's already saying have a good night and a good
yeah.
woo. Well, thank you for watching so far. I hope you've enjoyed our backseat-driven dictatorship on Mars.
And I've just crashed again.
Timing. Oh no, we have to
So-
redo all of that.
Well, yeah. What I'll do is I'll play that bit back through off camera and just get us back to this point so that when we start the stream again, we'll be back here.
Right. Where was I? This is backseat driving dictatorship on Mars. And if you want to see more of that, we'll probably be doing that, more of this, on next Thursday at 8 PM GMT+1. Same channel, same time, same thing. I'm trying out a new version of the outro, and it's not working out so far. Alternatively, if you rather not just look at Sal doing some micromanagement on a foreign planet, you could look at me doing micromanagement on a bunch of people in a mystery game called Thimbleweed Park on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. GMT +1. Alternatively, if neither of us are your particular cup of tea, we also always have a fruity cocktail on offer. What are you doing?
What?
Oh, now have no signal.
I've got
They will be able to see that. Things happening. Potatoes channel on Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT +1. Cheerios.